You wasted years of your life, and you know it. You can feel it in your chest right now, that heavy weight of knowing you squandered time you'll never get back. But here's what's going to save you from drowning in that regret. 5 brutal truths about your so-called wasted years that will completely change how you see your past and transform how you approach your future. Listen to me. Right now, you're probably thinking about all the things you should have done differently, the career you should have started sooner, the relationship you should have fought for, the habits you should have built, the risks you should have taken. And you're torturing yourself with the word should, the most useless word in the human language. By the end of this video, you'll understand why those years you think you lost were actually the most valuable years of your life. These 5 truths are going to hurt before they heal, but they're going to set you free from the prison of regret you've been living in. 1. Your wasted years were actually your education. Those years you think you wasted, you needed every single one of them to become who you are right now. Every mistake, every delay, every moment you spent lost or confused or paralyzed by fear, it was all building something in you that you couldn't have gotten any other way. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius spent years as a reluctant emperor, dealing with plagues and wars and political nightmares. He could have looked back and said, "I wasted my philosophical pursuits for politics." Instead, he wrote Meditations, one of the most powerful books ever written about human resilience. His wasted years became his masterpiece. You think you wasted your 20s? Seneca was exiled to a barren island for 8 years. 8 years. He could have called those his wasted years. Instead, he used them to develop the philosophy that would make him one of history's greatest teachers. Your perceived failures aren't dead time. They're your education in being human. 2. You're still wasting time right now. But here's the part that's going to sting. You're still wasting time right now. Right now, while you're obsessing over your past mistakes, you're creating new regrets. While you're paralyzed by what you should have done, you're not doing what you could do. While you're mourning your wasted years, you're wasting this year. Stop it. Just stop. You know what's actually wasted? The energy you're spending on regret, the mental space you're giving to shame, the emotional bandwidth you're burning on self-hatred. That's waste. That's where your real power is bleeding out. Those years you spent in video games, toxic relationships, dead-end jobs, addiction, depression, anxiety, fear, confusion, they weren't lost. They were your apprenticeship in being human. 3. Your struggle gave you superpowers. Here's what no one wants to tell you about your wasted years. They probably saved your life. That job you stayed in too long? It kept you fed while you figured out what you actually wanted. That relationship that went nowhere? It taught you what real love isn't. That degree you never used. It showed you that conventional paths aren't for everyone. The ancient Stoics had a concept called amor fati. Love your fate. Not just accept it, love it. Love every wrong turn, every false start, every year you spent doing the wrong thing. Because those years didn't happen to you, they happened for you. Look at yourself honestly. Are you tougher now? More compassionate? More self-aware? More grateful for what you have? More clear about what you want? Those aren't consolation prizes. Those are superpowers. The person who got everything right the first time will never have your depth. They'll never have your resilience. They'll never have your ability to help others who are struggling because they never struggled themselves. 4. Your pain is your raw material for greatness. Here's the brutal truth about your wasted years. They're only valuable if you use them as fuel for what comes next. Every failure you experienced, every mistake you made, every year you spent off track, that's your raw material. That's what you build your comeback with. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. The best revenge against your wasted years is not to waste any more. The best response to your past self's mistakes is to become the person who doesn't make them anymore." You want to honor those lost years? Stop mourning them and start using them. Every moment you spent in the wrong relationship taught you what the right one looks like. Every year you spent in the wrong career taught you what matters to you. Every mistake you made taught you how to avoid it next time. The Stoics believed that every setback contains the seed of equivalent advancement. Your wasted years aren't your weakness, they're your secret weapon. They gave you perspectives that people with easy paths will never have. They built muscles in you that only struggle can build. 5. You're not behind, you're precisely on time. Think about this. Would you rather be the person who never wasted a day and never learned resilience, or the person who wasted years but learned how to transform pain into power? Would you rather be the person who succeeded early and peaked at 25, or the person who struggled early and is just getting started at 35? Your wasted years weren't a detour from your path. They were part of your path. The Stoics taught that we can't control what happens to us, but we can control what we make it mean. Your wasted years can mean you're damaged, behind, and destined to fail. Or they can mean you're educated, resilient, and ready to succeed. The facts don't change. Only your interpretation does. Here's your new story. Those weren't wasted years. Those were your preparation years. Those were the years when life was teaching you everything you needed to know to become who you're meant to be. Those were the years when you were learning resilience, developing character, and building the strength you're going to need for what comes next. And what comes next is going to be extraordinary. Not because you're going to suddenly become perfect, but because you're going to become unstoppable. You've already survived your worst years. Everything else is just details. The person who emerges from struggle is always stronger than the person who never faced it. The person who wastes years and learns from it is always wiser than the person who never had years to waste. Your greatest weakness is about to become your greatest strength. So stop apologizing for your wasted years and start celebrating them. They were the price you paid for wisdom. They were the investment you made in resilience. They were the foundation you built for everything that's coming next. You're not behind. You're precisely where you need to be. You're not damaged. You're prepared. You're not too late. You're right on time. For what? For the most important chapter of your life. The one where you stop regretting who you were and start becoming who you're meant to be. Those wasted years, they weren't wasted. They were your qualification for greatness. What's the biggest lesson your wasted years taught you? Drop it in the comments below. And subscribe if you're ready to turn your pain into power, because your comeback story starts now.